Hello and welcome to day 16 of our 30 days of prayer. We're past the halfway point now, and some of you may even be becoming a little discouraged, especially if you're hearing testimonies of others that have already received answers to their prayers. And today I want to take you to Luke chapter 18, because here in verse 1, it says, "And he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint." The first verse here spells out the reason for the parable that follows, that men ought always to pray. I'm encouraging you that even if you haven't received manifestation of your prayers yet, keep pressing forward, because this parable gives an illustration of why. Beginning in verse 2, it says, "Saying, there was in a city a judge, which feared not God, neither regarded man. And there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, Avenge me of my adversary. And he would not for a while. But afterwards he said within himself, Though I fear not God, nor regard man, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me." This parable is often referred to as that of the unjust judge. And what we see here is the fact that he didn't fear God, nor did he reverence or have any respect for men. At her first coming, he wouldn't even hear her case. But because she was persistent, he had to hear her because she wouldn't give up. He said, "Lest she troubled me, she wearied me because of her persistent coming." Verse 6 goes on to say this. This is Jesus' response to the parable. It says, "And the Lord said, Hear what the unjust judge saith. And shall not God avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth?" The Amplified for the latter part of verse 8 says, "Will he find persistence in faith on the earth?" Jesus knew that there would be times in our lives when things didn't look good. There would be times when circumstances and situations would be discouraging. And this parable was taught so that we can see that we need to persevere through tough times. We need to press our way even when things don't look good. God will avenge his elect, and he will avenge them speedily. But the question remains is, will he find those that are persistent in faith? Because persistence in your faith will bring answers to your prayers. God is a faithful God. And if you continue to be persistent in your faith, you will receive manifestation of the promises, because God is faithful to his promises and God answers prayer.